This BRZ TS has been tuned by STI to tackle the track and take on any challengers.
So what do we have lined up for it?
The brand new Ford Mustang.
That Mustang?
Mm-hmm.
That convertible Mustang?
Yeah.
A convertible 4-cylinder Mustang?
And it's got an automatic. So let's hit the track and have some fun.
No. I want this
Sorry,
one.
buddy.
I want this one.
Tofu delivery! Okay, so we're in the brand new BRZ TS, and I have to say, although this is pretty much a 5-year-old vehicle, I mean, not much has changed between the original BRZ when it showed up in 2013 and this one.
No, and you can tell that around the cabin.
But they've done some pretty cool stuff to make this car even better at what it was good at already.
Yeah, this is the TS, which has all sorts of goodies for handling. It's got Pilot Sports 4 tires, which are ridiculously drippy, as we're finding out here. It's also got Satch dampers tuned by STI. Tuned by STI. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're this new company. They're this new company who refuse to look at this thing's engine, but they'll do everything they can.
Oh, they've touched everything but what's under the hood.
Yes, exactly. But I think you and I agree on this. The Subaru's problem has never been power. I mean, everybody says it is, but like, honestly, we're going pretty quickly. I feel all right with the amount of power we have.
You're doing okay here?
I'm holding down my lunch.
You didn't have lunch yet.
I know, it's
lunch.
I'm holding down my breakfast, a bagel, everything. Yeah.
So let's talk about what this car does very well. You mentioned it, grip and loads of it. It's got an adjustable wing to improve downforce. I didn't even think downforce was a big deal in this car. It did slide a lot, and I'll say that from experience. I actually bought one of these way back in late 2012.
Yeah.
And I haven't done much to my own version of the FRS, except for put some tires on it, and Subaru obviously went above and beyond just doing that. This car's got a lot of grip, and it's not just like tires, it's everything.
Yeah.
The downforce.
Yeah, this is a crazy amount of speed that you can carry into every single corner. And this is not at all the experience that you get in other FRSs. Like, you can't make this thing misbehave, really. Like, you have to be
doing something really silly to make it step out in the way that I'm used to.
Yeah, absolutely. It just hooks up every time.
And I have to say, even, they've upgraded in 2018, they added a track mode instead of the usual sport mode.
This is
almost unnecessary. This car has just so much grip, you never feel like you're in danger of doing something really dumb.
Yeah, what do you need? It's got a manual. That's your sport mode right there.
Oh, and let's talk about this manual. This is one of my favorite manuals on the market today.
It's
there
really
are
good.
Very few rear-wheel drive manuals that I like more than this. I think maybe the MX-5 has a better one, and maybe that's it.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really notchy. You do have to fight it a bit, but it really rewards you when you're like not being rough with it, but just being controlling. Being firm with it.
But let's talk about the way this car behaves on the road of all places.
Which is where all of this tuning does sort of come back to bite you. Because it is a stressful ride on the road.
I mean, it's stiff, and it's uncomfortable, and it's noisy, and it's, people look at you really funny when you've got this big wing poking out the back of the vehicle.
Yeah, it's got some of this noise that you can hear now of the engine not piped in, but it's got it's got one of those reverberators in the firewall.
Yeah.
But even from the outside, everything else you can hear the clutch going down. You can hear gears being selected. And it's really it's aggressive and meaty, which is great here, but on the road can be a little exhausting. I drove this in today. I don't know why you're behind the wheel. But anyway, the drive in was long. It was exhausting, to be honest with you.
And it's tiring, right?
Yeah.
It just really wears on you. And you don't want that.
No, it's punishing. I will say also, this is both a road and track thing. I don't think that the pedals are that well set up for heeling
heel
and
towing.
Yeah, because
you really got to go deep into the throttle to give it a good blip,
Yeah.
which is annoying.
It's not that blippable. The revs don't mount that quickly, which I suspect, like everything about this engine suggests inertia. Like when it starts up, it sort of chugs into motion, and when you stab at it, the revs mount slowly.
But I think that's what enthusiasts want. They want something that like talks to them, that communicates everything, that requires work and effort. They want to be involved in the driving process, and that's exactly what the BRZ TS has today.
Yeah, this is where it comes together.
As we'll find out with the Mustang, you know, there's also other reasons to get a sporty car, and there's other ways to have fun, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on the track.
Right, and I think you said it, that whenever you're driving around just doing errands, you do think twice about taking, this BRZ especially, out. Because it's a little exhausting. You're like, I gotta get in and out of it a couple of times.
It's nice and it's so low.
It's so low.
And you've got to fold yourself in.
And I hate to complain about that because it's great. Like it's a wonderful driving experience. But it is on your mind when you're driving this. On the road, this is less than ideal.
I've also got to say, you know, as practical as this car is, because it's got, you know, a folding rear seat, you can put apparently 4 sets of tires in it.
Yeah.
I mean, just 1 set of tires. 4
tires, 1 set, yeah.
Have you noticed that every time you get in and out of this car, like all of your stuff comes out of your pockets? You just lose everything on the ground?
Yeah, because you're a little low and you're bracing yourself.
It's insane!
Yeah, it's, I've lost my phone, it's rolling around in here. There is that. I mean, these are minor problems though when you have this kind of fun though. And this access to friggin' grip, man, holy cow. It is, you can get some real high entry speeds on this thing.
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. And it's hard to find a car with this much like road feel, track readiness at this price point. This thing in the US costs just around $34,000, which I think is a pretty solid deal.
As a number it sounds like a lot, but when you consider it against other cars, it's really not that bad.
Absolutely not. Against my wishes, we're now on track with the Mustang, which is arguably the worst Mustang you could bring to the track, being an EcoBoost convertible automatic.
People keep telling you, people are like, oh, you're gonna love it, the 10-speed, I hear it's even better than the manual. And no, it's not. 10 speeds is way too many for this.
There's a lot to say about this car's track performance. I mean, you know what? The engine is not bad at all. This 2.3 liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder engine makes 310 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque.
It also weighs considerably more than the BRZ TS.
Yeah, so the BRZ TS weighs around 2,800 pounds, while this thing, as equipped, weighs 3,600 pounds. So
it's
about
almost
800 pounds more, which is insane.
It's just a lot of weight.
It's noticeable, and you know what? This is not a very stiff and responsive car.
No, this is a bit floaty. I'm kind of sinking over into this seat every time we go around a corner. It's not really set up for this.
There's a lot to be said about the performance attributes of this car. First of all, it too has really sticky Pirelli P0 tires.
Yeah, they're good
tires.
Supposed
to be pretty good, and they hook up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Additionally, I don't know if you saw, it has massive brakes. I mean, I guess you need that when a car weighs this much.
This will slow you down, man. They slow you down in a hurry, and with the grip and everything. And I mean, it is still a Mustang, so it's like, you know, it's based on the same thing that the GT350 is based on. So it's got some performance bona fides.
Yeah.
It's all softened for let's say more mature tastes.
So, I mean, it is kind of embarrassing to put this on the track, and everyone is kind of laughing at us because we were told by Ford not to do anything too obnoxious.
So we're being very responsible.
We're responsible. Additionally, I have to say, Ford, you know, when we arranged this comparison, I thought it was just going to be a normal Mustang coupe with a manual transmission. That what we ended up getting was nothing even close to that. Well, that's too bad, but we still have a pretty cool 2-door.
Yeah.
It's bright yellow, which gets a ton of attention.
Very exciting. And people really seem to like it, too. It's not like the TS where you get attention and people...
negative attention.
Yeah. In this thing, people kind of are encouraging you. They're kind of like, yeah, man, good for you. You're like, living the dream. You're doing it, man. I mean, you're in a 4-cylinder and you know that, but as long as you roll by slowly, they don't have to know that.
But you're right. When you're in the BRZ TS, everyone thinks that you're a hooligan. You're up to no good. Even if you're going, like, at the speed limit or below the speed limit, people are like, hey, slow down over there.
That happened to me. I was going 30 and a 40, and somebody was like, slow down! And I don't understand why. I mean, I was still in first gear, but still, you know. It's it's crazy how much negative attention that thing gets. People just assume you're up to no good.
But this thing doesn't have that feeling at all, and on the road, it's really easy to live with. I mean, it comes with a ton of features. I mean, let alone a power roof, which I think we should get off the track, drop this top, and see what we can do.
Because let's be honest, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
we're slowing people down.
We're causing a traffic jam.
We're causing a traffic jam, you know? Sunday driving. All right, yeah. So let's get this thing off the track and onto the street where it can really shine.
I think that's a good idea. Let's do that.
All right, cool.
We've taken the roof off. This is the way a Mustang Convertible was meant to be driven, with the roof down, with the wind in our hair, in our ears, in our microphones.
All over the mic, all up and down microphones. This is gonna be the good shot for me. I'm gonna enjoy this. Watching this one back. But yeah, no, here we are. It's actually really nice. You know, you get the sun over your head. It's on a warm day. It's a great way to just.
This is the summer cruiser. I think it doesn't get any better than something like this.
No, absolutely. It's comfy. It's a nice place to sit.
Yeah.
You can cool your seats if the leather gets too hot. Leather's probably not a great choice for a convertible.
Yeah, black leather will definitely be tough.
Yeah.
And same with these metal toggles, which will probably.
Oh, dude, I did actually burn myself. When I picked this up, I burned myself on the metal. I mean, I know it's not that hot, but it was a hot day, though. It was in the middle of that heat wave, and I just, don't touch stuff.
But let's get back to this car and what makes it so special. It can be had with almost every option you can think of. We've got dual zone automatic climate control. We've got heated and vented seats. We've got adaptive cruise control. We've got a huge infotainment system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay support. We've got a wicked digital dash. I love that thing.
Digital dash is really good, yeah.
Ambient lighting. Like, I can't get enough of all of the features that this car has. It's non-stop features.
And you get a bunch of fun modes. You can do track mode, Sport Plus mode. Mm-hmm. There's all sorts of stuff that you can play with. It's a tech fest in here, and that's something to impress your friends with at the golf course, you know?
And isn't that the complete opposite of what you get with the BRZ TS? The BRZ TS is you can only have it this one way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really wow about it. Nothing to impress everybody with.
Absolutely.
But with this car, you can get it if you don't want it with an EcoBoost.
Well, there's one thing to impress your friends with, which is that massive spoiler at the back of it.
Oh, in the BRZ?
In the BRZ, yeah. But you're right. This is kind of a similar car, you know, rear-wheel drive, 4 cylinders, 4 seats, kind of, really, not really, 2+2 we'll call it. Done 2 ways. Done the American style, which is big cushy seats, soft suspension, or the Japanese way, which is, you know, hardcore, precise, you know, really small, much smaller, about 800 pounds less. You know?
I really enjoy the way that this feels on the everyday. It never feels like an issue, even though, you know, look at the belt line, it's quite high.
Belt line is quite high.
But you don't have any issues with this vehicle. You can see all around it. It's nice. It's handy to have a convertible for that reason.
Yeah.
Easy to park, easy to drive. People see it, unlike the BRZ TS, which can get missed in people's blind spots.
Yeah, and people, especially in this color, in the big bright yellow. But people are really rooting for you in this thing too. I think we said that on track. Like, people really like this thing.
And it just makes you feel like you're going for an easy cruise, while the other one is just more hardcore and focused, and you've got to brace yourself and get ready for it.
This is a relaxing cruise. That is an exhausting attack. You know, every errand you run, every time you go to the grocery store, you're exhausted. Whereas this thing, you can do a nice road trip in this. You can have your best gal by your side or your best Sammy by your side. Just drive around. You know,
I'm glad I'm your best Sammy. But you know what? These two cars,
top 5 Sammys.
These two cars really, they hit the point for 2 different buyers. If on the weekend you go to the track, or if you go to the track ever, the BRZ TS is a pretty solid pick for you.
But if you're not going to the track, it's not a good choice.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And this is an excellent car, especially if you're living in an area which sees a lot of sun, and you can go cruising with this very easily and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Smooth. I'm into this.
This is all right. I will say though, the gearbox is ill-suited to this car. It is way too many gears. 10 speeds is more than the 4-cylinder needs, because it's constantly seeking a different gear. When you put your foot down, like, I know that all gearboxes have a step. There's a beat, and this thing there's an extra beat because it has to go down 4 gears instead of just 2 or whatever.
And this is the way that they avoid having to use a CVT. There's just so many gear ratios to try to improve fuel efficiency.
Which is fair.
But what's the point of that if both of these cars have the exact same combined fuel mileage rating of 23 mpgs?
Well, this thing you get 800 more pounds of vehicle, so that's how you
and
get
100 more horsepower, over 100 more horsepower, and over 100 more, 200 more pound-feet of torque.
Although
That's
I will
insane.
say, even though this thing has that much more power and torque, it doesn't feel like it's in more of a hurry than the Subaru.
Yeah, they both get up to speed at around in the same pace.
Right, and this thing really doesn't feel fast. The Subaru, it feels harried. You know, there are revs building. There's excitement happening. Whereas this thing, it doesn't feel that fast.
Right. Now, I mean, if it comes to it, which one of these two vehicles are you really into? What would you go home with? What appeals to the inner automotive enthusiast to you?
Honestly, Subaru every time.
You know what? I'm going to say the same thing because, well, I mean, I've said it before. I already bought the FRS, but the BRZ TS just takes everything that I enjoyed about the Toyobaru vehicles and makes it even more impressive.
Right. It turns everything up to 11. And
Right.
I think as an enthusiast car, it's really well done, you know? It's intelligent. It doesn't need the more power. It's got grip. It bites hard.
Yep.
But as the everyday cruiser, as the dream car, as the car that your dad wants to drive.
Yeah, the one that impresses more people is this.
Yeah. You could bring this home to your parents and they'd love it.
Yeah. When I brought the other one home to my folks, they're like, "Don't you already have this car? What is this?"
Yeah, they kind of looked at you being, now come on, really?
Did you drill a hole into your trunk and put that spoiler?
Who have you been hanging out with?
Yeah.
Who's this bad influence on you?
Exactly, and nobody gets that in the Mustang.
No, in the Mustang, everybody's charmed by it immediately. So,
All right, take me back to the track.
all right, let's go back to the track.
For the average buyer, the Mustang isn't so bad. You just should get in any other configuration than this. I recommend the V8 Coupe. Now that's a lot of fun.
But for the enthusiast who wants to take their car out to the track, it has to be the BRZ TS every time.
In fact, I'm going to do that again right now.
No.
You snooze, you lose.